Here we go!
Alpha Chat.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Alpha Chat, the feature where we talk about a game series in an alphabetical order. I'm your host, Samus Killer Dan, and today I'm joined by Steve once again.
Bonjour.
And also Divine Rag Ben.
Yeah, buongiorno.
So three of us again. Yay, we're back.
Huzzah!
Ben got back from Ethiopia, don't worry
Yeah,
about it.
that's alright. Flight home was last Tuesday.
Cool. Today we'll be focusing on the letter L, which means we'll be discussing the Lego series, which is a bit weird, but we'll talk about it in what
Three
got
grown
us...
men talking about Lego on a Friday night. No, not weird.
Ben's
not
not,
weird.
right. Ben's not fully grown.
Taller than you.
Is that your personal knowledge, Daniel?
Yeah.
You guys suck. Oh, damn it, that's even worse.
As usual, we'll be discussing what got us into the series, what our favourite title is, and what we think is next for the series.
So, Daniel, what was the first game that got you into the series?
Oh, I'm going to go first. Okay,
If you
fine.
want to, I just thought I'd invite you there.
Ladies
Alright,
first.
okay. Alright, I'll go first then. So what got me into the series was Lego Racers on the N64.
That was actually my first.
Was it?
Yeah.
So you completely changed your...
Yes.
Alright, okay.
I just remembered
We'll
that
get
game.
to you in a minute then.
Yeah, we'll see later.
So Lego Racers, I saw it in a magazine because I had a friend who had Crash Team Racing, which might have been you.
Amazing, yes.
Crash Team Racing on the PS1.
I had that as well.
I had a friend who had Mario Kart 64, another one who had Diddy Kong Racing. Three really good kart racers. I
Yes.
wanted one, but I didn't want to get one of them because back then you didn't have online. So if you wanted to play that game, you go around the house, or he'd bring it around your house, or you'd borrow, you'd trade games or whatever.
Yes, yeah.
So I never found myself buying the same game unless it was amazing. I had to have it for myself. So I always thought I'd buy something different. I loved Lego as a kid, like the building blocks. They were building blocks at one
Who
point.
doesn't?
Yeah,
Yeah.
every kid has to have used Lego
Yeah.
as a child.
So I saw Lego Races. I saw that you could build your own character and your own car, but not just like typical. Like you can build like there's the front, and you can also choose the middle and the back. You can build it any way you want. If you just
Yeah.
want to have like a brick wall in the middle, you can. You can make the car as stupid or as cool as you want, and I really like that feature. The actual game itself as a racer is like a cross between Crash Team Racing and Diddy Kong Racing with the items. Like
That's really not a bad thing, though.
it's not the actually. So the items aren't typical Mario Kart. You just get an item and then that's it. They stack. So if you start off with a lower weapon, you can get the same item again, or you get a white brick. You can upgrade it and make it better, so you can make your like attacks better.
Yes, yeah.
So it's quite. I like that tactical. It's like Mod Nation Racers did that as well, didn't it?
Yeah, Mondo Race was great.
Yeah, it was. The actual tracks themselves were a little bit forgettable. I'll be honest.
I thought they were tricky
They
to
were.
navigate.
But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great game. I played it for hours and then me and my dad used to play it all the time, Lego Racers. One of my top games. Whether I would have liked it playing it now if I hadn't played as a kid, probably not. But I just love the whole custom creation thing. And there weren't that many games back then that had
There's not many games now that do it.
No, that have... Well, you say that, stuff like Mod Nation Racers, you can create entire tracks and do anything, but...
Yeah, I think the new Mario Kart will be quite ambitious as well. But
Do you
I don't
reckon?
I don't
I
think it'll be to the tracks, but I think it'll still be with the cars, the bikes,
Yeah.
the gliders,
Yeah.
whatever shit they can throw at it, really.
So, I think we'll move on. Steve, what was your first... I say what got you into the series, like, Lego games in general.
Well, it was Lego Star Wars on the PS2.
Okay.
really. And when you have it, kind of thing, it's kind of, and it's multiplayer.
That come out of
two-player.
nowhere as well,
Yeah.
like, in the sense of... Oh, go on, you carry on. I've
No,
sort of
carry on.
interrupted you.
No, go on.
I was saying, it come out of nowhere. People were like, oh, it's the new trilogy. People were moaning about it. And then, like, this game comes out that based itself on the... It's like, most people would say it's one of the best things to come out of the original trilogy. Sorry, the new trilogy
It's my favourite trilogy.
was...
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
The game was so solid. And the multiplayer was really good.
Yeah,
The
two-player, yeah.
lightsabers worked
It
well.
was
There was
same-
lots of collectibles.
Yeah, there was so much to do. In that
So much
sense.
comedy in it as well, I thought.
Yeah, it was taking...
It
like,
was fun.
I love
Even-
the comedy.
That's a great thing about Lego games in general. None of the little bastards speak, excluding Lego Lord of the Rings. Yet it's still funny. It's still witty. It's still like just chilled. Really is.
And obviously they're all like references to the film, like some really serious part of the film would happen and it would just like take it really stupidly. Like,
yeah, it would mock
Yeah,
it
like
a
a
little
death
bit. It
or a
would.
character.
yeah, like we're deaf. Like I know it's not in the original one. It was in like, Lego Star Wars 2, which was when Luke had his hand cut off. It's just obviously he's missing his hand. So yeah, what made you buy that game though?
I think it was a present. It's going back so long I cannot remember.
It's like 2004 or 5 I think they come out.
Oh, and more.
No, it was
On PS2?
2005 actually. It was.
You sure?
Yeah, I'll put a thing on the screen right now to make sure I'm correct, but it came out the same year as episode 3, and I'm pretty sure that came out 2005.
I think it was.
I thought it was earlier than that, but hey.
I think it's earlier.
All right, well,
If
we'll
it's
see.
earlier
We'll
2005, your own money.
Right, okay, move on. Ben, you've completely changed your decision on what game was getting you into the series.
Yeah. I just realised that my nan had Lego Racers 64. My nan had it. Why did my nan have it?
What, the N64?
Not the N64. She had it on PC.
PS1. Oh, PC.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Why, first of all, why would my nan have a PC?
Wow, your
Second
nan-
of all,
your
why
nan-
did my nan have Lego
Your
Racers?
nan's awesome.
Yeah. What can I say?
Yeah.
And yeah, I just remember going around there, and I was like, "Nan, I'm going upstairs." She was like, "Okay." She just left me there for like the hour or 3 hours long I was there. Never heard from me. I was just playing Lego Racers, and it was a weird game. I don't remember because I had a PS1 around that time. There was no games like that on the PS1 for me.
It was on the PS1, you know that.
Yeah, but there was no games that I owned
Oh, sorry.
to match that game in the way of.
You didn't have any kart races, basically.
No, I had racing games, but they
Kart
weren't
races.
like that. No, I didn't have kart races. Sorry, but there was no game like that. Like the whole customization ability.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, it was Lego, and there was the funny parts even to Lego Racing. I thought there was cutscenes, wasn't there?
For the main boss as well.
Yeah, there was main bosses like the main character you have to beat.
That
in
was
the
what
race.
it was like Crash Team Racing that had bosses you had to beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had like a race, 8 races, but you had
Yeah.
to beat one boss.
Looking back at it now, I think it's a lot harder than Mario Kart.
It was.
Without a doubt, because I can still remember the tracks and the
but
characters from here.
Mario Kart 64 was no pushover.
Mm.
Obviously, they're easier now.
It was 3D models as well, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It
well,
was
Mario
3D
Kart
models.
64 wasn't. It was like they were like weird 2D sprites.
Yes.
But
This one was full
it was,
3D models.
because you
on
created
PC.
the kart
Yeah,
races.
it was
which
honestly
really, cool.
it was a
really
great
good.
game.
It was really good. I love the
Without a
shortcuts in that game as well. Actually.
Yeah, I can still remember them from my head.
So we'll move on to what is our favourite game in the series out of Lego games in general. So, you go first, Steve?
Yeah, I liked staying with the Star Wars theme, Complete Saga on the PS3.
Yeah.
And that was, again, it was really fun to play, kind of like a bit of nostalgia, playing it all with the lightsabers and the pod races.
It had
the pod
all
races.
the episodes.
It did, didn't it? It was just so good.
Yeah, I got to admit it is one of the. They've done so many Lego games since, like Indiana Jones, Batman, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings.
Forgot about Batman.
Yeah,
I didn't like Batman.
Well,
I thought
see,
it was awful.
I love Lego Star Wars. I then got Indiana Jones. I then got Batman. I got burnt out on Batman. I stopped getting Lego games after Batman until I did get Pirates of the Caribbean. Actually, that's another one. Pirates of the Caribbean, and did that.
Did you actually purchase Lego Star Wars original?
I did. The Complete Saga on PS3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. It was one of the main games. I think it was one of the first games I bought my PS3
Was
soon
it?
after getting. I got my Resistance, got Motorstorm like you had to kind of thing when you got a PS3, and then I got that pretty damn soon afterwards, and it was great. That kept me going for ages.
Oh, it
Best
was
40
such
quid I've
a
ever
such a
spent.
big game, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
I love the fact that I don't think it was in the first Lego Star Wars, but in that one you could mix and match the characters. So like Darth Vader's head.
Yeah, I'm
with,
sure
like,
you could with like Anakin's body or
Yeah.
Leia's body.
Yeah.
and
I thought you could mix and match all the characters and that. Yeah, it was pretty cool. So, go on. What were you gonna say?
No, I thought the pod races was fun as well.
I remember that.
So
was
was the any bits.
The actual N64 pod racer game was good though. If you ever played
Didn't play it. No, I didn't play that,
played
or
that.
didn't play the Lego karting, which you were talking about a minute ago.
that.
Racing, so I said. I haven't
Races.
played either of those, so I must admit I would like to, but
They probably don't hold up very well today though.
No.
I'm yeah.
Well, I'll go next because I know what your favourite's going to be. So just to mix it up, my favourite is Lego City Undercover.
You suck.
Why do I?
Just
say
get out of the room.
It's like GTA and it's freaking awesome because it has so much collectible. If you have
So does Star Wars.
if you have an open world game and you have here's where you are, here's where your next objective is. Get to there. If it's supposed to take you 10 minutes and it takes you over an hour, that means that there's so much stuff to do and you get sidetracked. You know them games where you get sidetracked in a city or an open world.
Or it means that you need a GPS because you really cannot
Yeah.
find your
Yeah,
fucking
good point.
arse way there.
There's just so much to collect. There's so much there's loads of costumes to collect, cars to unlock. there's loads of studs to you get them little bits to collect.
Yeah, I remember those.
And you've got the super blocks so when you smash stuff down in this game now, you can actually get little parts of Lego that you can then build. For example, you have to have a certain amount of Lego pieces to build a boat, a massive big boat, and then when you build this boat, you can then make this boat travel over to a prison, and that's another thing, the comedy. You go over to it, the whole prison island is a parody of Shawshank Redemption, which I think is brilliant because not only you could argue
adult themed.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
this game. It sounds really cheesy, but this game is literally for all ages because it has loads of dark human references. But it's obviously essentially kids can play it because it's just cute and
Lego,
charming.
yeah.
I mean, there's this bit where the bloke's holding, he's falling down the building. He's holding his arms and his hand comes off. I mean, and at the end of it, he's got no hands and he gets handcuffed and the handcuffs fall off and stuff.
So
like
it
this.
is like a 3+, isn't it? So I don't imagine like Andy Dufresne got raped in the showers.
I don't
like,
think
the Shawshank
they don't.
Redemption.
They don't mention that. No.
It's
The Lego characters.
getting pretty dark.
I'd like to say that Andy made it out alive.
He fought the good fight.
We know.
Nope, he didn't. He just got ploughed.
Well, Morgan Freeman in that film was called Red. His
Please
character.
tell me Morgan Freeman was in
Freegan?
this.
Freeman. Yeah.
Freegan.
Well, no, you know the voiceover of the more than car insurance. In I am more than Freeman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that bloke voiceover is doing the voice of a parody version of Morgan Freeman.
That was a voice. I thought that was the actual legitimate.
No, it wasn't.
Oh,
Wow.
Sweet Jesus.
sorry.
So.
You ruined my
And
childhood.
he's called Blue in this instead of Red, for example. But there's loads of other film parodies. It's got such a great sense of humour. It's one of the funny. I think it's one of the funniest games I've, or definitely one of the funniest Lego games I've ever played. And it's which is I was surprised with because it's got no film to really go off of. It's just references loads of other films and just the comedy in general is just really fun. But it's a really cool playing game. The only problems I have with it is the combat is even more basic than before. So where before you punch people, you punch the characters or you hit them with lightsabers, whatever, a couple of times and they fall down. Now when they come at you, you just press the attack button and he flips them over or he goes underneath them and punches them from behind. And
But he's a
they
cop.
fall. Yeah, because they fall on the floor. Then you go up to them, press A, and you handcuff them. That's
Put time down.
yeah. You time down.
Gag
I was supposed to be talking about this for a lot longer than you two. But another thing I don't like, long loading screens, which they do actually make fun of at the beginning of the game. There's really big loading screens in this game, and this bit where you go up to the computer and he's loading up the computer on the screen. He goes, "God damn progress bars," and it's quite funny because it references itself. But I've heard the 3DS version isn't as good, but the Wii U version I'm playing it at the moment, and it's definitely my favourite Lego game. It's brilliant. But if you own a Wii U and you haven't got Lego City Undercover and you're wanting to play a game on the Wii U, I strongly recommend you pick this game up.
Yeah, just go down to your local game and buy it.
Yep. Oh, they're a good plug there, Steve.
Yeah, thank you.
So Ben, I think we already sort of mentioned what your favourite game might be. So go on.
What is it?
Lego Star Wars.
Yeah, the new trilogy. Just to mix things up a bit, which we haven't mixed it up because Steve's first game that Steve played.
Yeah.
So I can't really expand much on it, but I remember you had to unlock all the characters to play. That was quite a cool thing to do. It gave me something to do. I didn't even have the game, I borrowed it. Actually, I didn't even borrow it, I just played it around a friend's house.
So did you?
Yeah, but I remember the bit that always sticks in my head with that game is on the Clone Wars, you've got the Clone Island, where they make all the clones. I don't know what it's called. It's got the long neck people on it. And then there's a secret room there, and it's like a disco.
Oh really?
And but it's the Star Wars theme tune,
Yeah.
but it's like
Yeah.
disco-y.
Yeah.
I sound so high right now, but it's like disco-y, and
It was like.
But then you walk in there and you go on the dance
Disco-y.
floor, and then the characters start dancing. But
Well, yeah.
I just didn't expect it. And I was so young, I was just giggling to myself, all that. Just remember doing
What's
it.
something got worse at like 2006 or something? I suppose,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Last week. Yeah. Last week I was playing it with a friend.
Honestly, it made me laugh so much. That's why it's my favourite game.
So
Just
that is
for
just
that scene.
That one room.
Honestly, I wet myself
That's-
so much at that.
Okay then.
Sorry.
Well, there you go. Ben's favourite game is purely because he nearly wet himself laughing.
Yeah, on his bed.
That's right. It's about having.
I'm
it's,
sick.
about, it's about having. It's about having fun with games, and I had fun with that game.
Fair enough. Like me with Lego
Sexual.
City Undercover.
It's really, Steve. Come on, I'm 6. Or whatever.
So, Steve, what's the next letter?
I'm gonna say like what's next for the
Serious.
Oh shit! Yeah. Oh, we talked about for ages
what
already.
a shit host.
Right. Okay.
You would
So
never
we'll
be
move
any
on.
Jonathan Ross.
We'll move on to what is next for the series. And that
It
is a bunch of other
No, do you know
Lego.
what it is?
Go on.
Lego Marvel.
Okay.
Alright, so next for series Lego Marvel.
Looks good.
Yeah, there will probably be.
Gonna hulk it out. Just stretch my
There'll-
t-shirt.
There'll probably be a Lego Hobbit, I reckon.
I'll get that. I'll
Lego
get that.
Nobbit. Yeah.
Hobbit was my favourite game on the PS2.
Oh yeah, it's mentioned that again.
Yeah.
And you can do that for H in round 2, Alpha Chat.
Yeah.
The Hobbit.
That'd be home fun, obviously.
Obviously, yeah. If they make a sequel.
They are, yeah.
Anyway,
Well, if they pop it out.
What else is there? There's nothing else really Lego wise, is there?
Oh, they'll bring something out.
Nothing major.
I was just saying there should be Lego Racers too. But
there'll be
there actually
Lego
is.
iRobot or something crazy like that. Just a
I
game
could
that's
bet
not
you
even related.
my life saving.
Lego Star Trek. That would be amazing.
Oh.
That would that. Oh.
That would be
Oh.
good, honestly.
Copyright it, Steve.
Oh, honestly, we just need to get drunk and play that instead. If not, just go onto this link, what's on the screen.
Okay.
Drunk Star Trek.
That
Oh,
was
that
a
one.
good
Yeah.
episode.
Yes, that was.
Yeah. Yeah, you just
So-
awful. What's wrong with you tonight?
This has been it for
I
Lego.
guess that was it.
Yeah.
Well, so Steve, what is the next letter?
M.
Yes,
It's about how to think about that.
it is.
I did
Yes.
too.
He always does it as well. That A B C. No, I'm lost.
So anyway, we'll
Abacus and that, look.
Yeah.
Well, that wouldn't help really when you're doing letters, but
we'll,
we'll write letters on these abacus balls.
we'll see you guys for M.
Yes.
M.
Until then, any last things to say? Do you know what M is? Actually?
Go to the
I
entertainer.
know what M is. I'm not here for M.
No, Steve's not here. It'll be me and Ben.
Go to the entertainer, buy some Lego bricks, have some fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Lego. I love
Enjoy.
Lego.
I love
Go
Lego.
to your local Toys R Us and
I don't.
fuck their shit up.
I say I love Lego. I don't. I can't remember the last time I played with
We
Lego.
just said we were ending it.
Sorry. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.